Hey folks, Luxinda Swirl here. We are going to try something that I have never tried before, and I did just a tiny bit of research on YouTube, and I couldn't find anything that anybody else had posted a video about, which doesn't mean they haven't tried it. It just means nobody's done a video about it, and that may be because it doesn't work. So this will be an experiment. Even if it fails, I'm going to show you what happens. This is a recent pour. I believe it was done with either Deco Art Ready to Pour paint or the Artist Loft, because I haven't varnished it, but it's got a glossy surface, so it's probably one of those two. Anyway, I was looking at it today. It's from a recent pour, and I thought, you know, it's obviously Halloween-esque, and it would look kind of cool with a witch on it. That's where my mind went anyway, and I am not a fine artist. And I thought about, you know, having the Cricut Explorer to cut out some vinyl, like a witch's hat or a silhouette of a witch or a broomstick or something like that, and just applying the vinyl. And I wasn't crazy about that idea. I wanted something more than that. Hopefully nobody will roll their eyes when I tell you this. But I thought about doing a water slide, and I know I've been doing a lot of water slides lately, but I think they're a really great way to get some amazing artwork onto another item. Now, I did see YouTube videos of water slides applied to boats, applied to guitars, applied to just pieces of wood, applied to rocks. So clearly, water slides can be applied to a number of things. Those all have flat, hard surfaces, as do tumblers when I put them on there, or coasters, for example. This, however, is not it's a flat surface and it's somewhat glossy, but it is not hard. So I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. This is just, we're gonna try. I thought of the most iconic witch I could, and I came up with Margaret Hamilton from The Wizard of Oz as the Wicked Witch of the West. This has been mirrored. This is actually from the scene where she appears on a rooftop of like a barn or something when the travelers are on the yellow brick road, and she warns them that she's going to get them. And you will probably recognize, I mean, obviously she's recognizable, but she's actually looking over here. So anyway, this has been mirrored because I'm going to do my usual hack, which is we're going to get it ready to come off the backing paper, and I'm going to turn it over and slide the paper off. And then she'll be looking the way that people are used to seeing her from this particular scene. So we're just gonna give it a shot. I have a big pan of water here. I'm gonna put it in. Earlier today, after I printed this out on my inkjet printer using the matte clear inkjet printer decal or water slide decal paper, I will link it below, from Amazon. I took it outside and I sprayed a very generous layer of Rust-Oleum 2X clear spray on it, and then after 15-20 minutes I went back and sprayed a very generous layer of the Plasti-Dip Glossifier on it. Link those below. And you know, it could work. It could be really interesting. The black will still be black, but when the backing paper comes off of a clear water slide, everything that's not black, everything that's lighter, is going to show some of the background through it. So I don't know what we're going to get. I don't know if her face will show, if it will show a little, if it will disappear completely into this painting. I have no idea. And the broomstick in her hand, I think those are the other two items that aren't black. So I am just putting her in here. I have also never worked with a water slide quite this big before. This is about 7 by 9, and we're putting it on an 8 by 10. We'll see what happens. This could be a huge fail. Once it dries, I will then try and squeegee the water out, as I do after water slides are applied. And I'll let it dry overnight, and then I will spray varnish it tomorrow to seal everything in place, and I will bring you back for that reveal. We will see how it looks after all that has happened. It shouldn't look much different than what we're going to see in this portion of the video. Okay, I think we're ready. A little bit of water, but not much. Put her down here. Basically the middle is what I'm going for. Now, Is it going to let go? Yeah, she does sort of disappear. I like the broomstick. That looks cool. All right, I'm going to pat the excess water off, then I'm going to squeegee, and I'll take you in for a close-up after I do the water removal parts. And then, like I said, we'll varnish it tomorrow. I'll varnish it tomorrow, and I'll bring you back for the big reveal at the end. See how that turns out. All right, I'm going to get the wrinkles out. Hopefully lay everything flat. Using my tool here, my silicone spreading squeegee tool. Links below, as always. All right. Finish sopping up the water, and then we will come back. Well, actually, finish sopping up the water, and then we will go in for our close-up. So hang on a sec. Okay, let's try a close-up. There's a lot of glare from the overhead lights, but we'll see what we can see. And then tomorrow we'll be working in daylight, so that'll maybe show you better what's going on here. Okay, so this is her face. And I kind of like the swirls that are showing through. Like I said, everything that was black is still black. So that kind of covers up a lot of stuff, but in spite of that, I think it looks really cool. I'm actually kind of pleased. Like I said, I really didn't know what we were going to get. Let me turn it this way so you can see the whole thing. Here she is. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I'm going to let it dry overnight. I'm going to spray varnish it tomorrow. We will come back and see if anything looks different once it's varnished. Stay tuned. Well, folks, there she is, such as she is. I think it looks really cool. I absolutely love it. I think somebody who comes upon it without knowing exactly what's going on would be able to figure out, just from the position of the picture, that it's the Wicked Witch of the West, even though you can't really make out any facial details. I think it's still recognizable is what I'm trying to say, but in the future, if I try this again, or when I try this again, because I'm curious now, if I were to spray white paint, not in a complete layer, but just a real quick pass with the can over the back of what would be anything that's not black, basically. So her hand, the broomstick, and her face especially. So you would get more of her features coming through, but you would also still see the painting behind it if I don't do a complete opaque layer of white. If I just do a mist of white, so to speak. Has anybody done anything like this? I mean, please let me know if you have. If you have any suggestions, I am so open to them at this point because I love the idea. I think it has promise. This one did not quite go as I thought it would, but you know, I really didn't know. So here we are. I appreciate everybody who stuck around to see how it turned out. If you have any ideas for me to try next time in this vein, please comment below. I would love to hear from you. Like, share, subscribe, all that great stuff. I appreciate everybody who watches. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one, so stay safe.